GM Web3 writers. This is Vagobond Media. Web3 writers. Here we are. Can you guys hear me? Give a thumbs up if you can. Okay, good. Well, we got rugged by Twitter. Went to start the space, and it said we cannot start this space. I don't know exactly what causes that, but there we are. So while we catch up, would everybody just copy the link to the space and go around and share that in a few places so that we can get our friends that wanted to join us? Obviously, I created the new space. Here we are, but let's see if we can get people here. I'm just going to do that myself. Please hang on. Be back in a minute or two. All right, let's try that again. GM. I'm CD Demisio. This is Vagobond Media, Web3 writers. And here we talk about the place where blockchain writing intersect. Here we are. We got a little rug to start the day, but sometimes a rug brings a room together. Joined here by our co-host, Brianna Morgan. Also, Odd Writings is here. We've got Paige Dow, Ideas, Flynn James, Saphir, the storyteller. We've got a bunch. And hopefully we're going to be getting Jose here as well. He's going to talk about something he's doing. So Brianna, how are you today?
I'm so good. I woke up with an allergy voice, so I apologize for that, but I feel wonderful and I'm so happy to be here. I'm sad that we got rugged, but I really love what you said. Sometimes a rug brings a room together. So that's beautiful. So good morning, everyone. I'm editor-in-chief of Vagobond Magazine, and I'm so happy to welcome you today.
As always, we are so happy to have you here. Odd Writings, we see you as well. How's it going?
It's going all right. And I found a new Farcaster client called Nook.social, and I'm playing with it to see if I can actually create my account. But I don't know if I'll be successful or not. It's already hung a couple times, but that's what I'm doing right now.
Sounds pretty good. Okay, so everybody, I am going to ask again. We got rugged, so if you can copy the link and share that around, maybe like and share the space so that our friends who are looking for us can find us, that would be wonderful. Rihanna, what have you been looking at this week in terms of writing and Web3 writing? What has been happening?
Oh gosh, I just shared something with you this morning when I popped on to X or Twitter, and it's about the gutter cats. And so I tagged you in it. I was like, it made me instantly think of you. So let me see if I can find it really quick. And it really is about extending and expanding their lore for the gutter cat gang. And so I just thought that that was so clever. And I always think, how can we do something like that in and among all of us? Like, I know that Vagobond Magazine doesn't have a PFP project, but why not? Why couldn't we have one? Why couldn't we just do like some kind of fun, like poets or writers through the ages and have people jump in and, I don't know. Anyway, so that was my brainstorm this morning. I was like, wouldn't that be so fun if we just kind of brought together all of these different characters or all of these different writers or even characters in books? You know, how fun it would be to write about Mr. Darcy, or how fun it would be to write about Frankenstein, or, you know, just like little blurbs or little fun things that would be interesting or fun. Anyway, so that's really what I was thinking about this morning. That's probably not at all what you really wanted me to say, but that's where I was going.
No, why wouldn't I want you to say that? That's amazing. And it actually, like, I didn't get a chance to read what you put, but it looked like it was from GW, George Washington, who the lab rat who got on and spoke with us last week, shared a little bit of his book about the Gutter Cat Gang. And I haven't looked at it, but I love the idea of writing from PFPs. It's just such a cool, fun way to make stories happen. I mean, I did that with Slide Out, which was a meta hero. I wrote a novel, which was, I think, the first novel written about a PFP. There's always firsts, all kinds of firsts. People are like, oh, this is the first this, the first that. But
Right.
so I think my Slide Out novel was the first one of that, though. But the book was called Slide Out of Uranus. It's available on Amazon, or Uranus if you're European. And And actually, I bought another PFP in that collection last night that looked very similar to the PFP of Slide Out. And that is going to actually be his sister. And she's actually from the planet Mercury. And so the next book in the series is going to be called Slide In. Her name is Slide In. He's Slide Out, she's Slide In. And it's going to be Slide In to Mercury.
Funny. Oh my goodness. How fun is that? Well,
Yeah.
I think we should really talk about this behind the scenes maybe a little bit and see what we could come up with. Or if anybody else has any ideas they want to throw about. I mean, that might be kind of a fun thing to do, you know, a Vagobond magazine or a Vagobond Media sponsored PFP project that's literary based and kind of fun. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I love it. Like Vagabond Magazine or Vagabond Media doing something like that makes a lot of sense to me. It sounds like a fun idea and a fun project. We kind of started getting into that with Moonlings, but there was some issues with the Moonling ownership and whatnot. All that sort of came into play, and so we had to move on. But I mean, people are still writing stories about Moonlings. Don't get me wrong, and there's some great stories out there. Cryptoversal wrote a really good one about his Moonling PFP, but it would be super fun to create a Vagabond Media PFP project, and I am all ears for that. And so let's get to it talking about that. I see Easy and Crypto has joined us. We got Jose here. We got Meta Builders. I see Dylan's here. We've got Emlanus, who I don't know yet, but I'm so happy that you made it. And let's see if we can get Jose up here. I know he's got something special to share, and maybe we can get a song out of him too.
That is exciting. I would love that so much.
Okay, so
for a song.
while we hope for that and send that invitation out, doggone it. Oh, everybody should follow everybody else in this space. Do that. Share the space. Again, we lost our initial space, so we don't have that. But we would love for you to share the space with your friends, share it with your community, and let's get some more people in here. And if you guys have something that you would like to share, just raise your hand. We'll get you up on the stage too. Jose, you made it.
Hello.
We're so happy, dude. There you are. How's it
Do
going?
you hear me?
Yeah.
Woo.
I hear you.
Hey guys, happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday to you. I discovered this morning something that you don't like, the term GM. So, buenos dias.
Buenos días, gracias amigo, Dios mío. Thank you, because I just think it's so plastic and it connects me with people I don't even know and that uses dynamics of circle jerking. And it just se diluye, dilution, I don't like it. So yeah, buenos días and even buenísimos días, that will mean like a lot of good mornings today. And yeah, I like it that way. I have a lot to share. I have an amazing opportunity with digital street music. I just ended my job, right? And now I'm doing full-time my art. I decided to join to a Web3 music contest, and I won the first prize this Monday. And that same day, my quadratic funding project was up. So it was like so many blessings coming in the same day. And that's why I want to promote my social impact project, the Music Onboarding Machine, which basically I share the updates I have made this year with the funding I got from the songs I sold. I am selling a song per month, and I shared in updates on this Giveth project what things do I did with those funds besides surviving, paying the rent. And so I was able to go to the Amazon and help to install a solar panel in the Wotuha community in an area they had 2 years without light electricity, and the tigers were an issue. And that was amazing. And it was in a moment that I felt it so disconnected from my abundance, like when you are in a survival mode every day trying to just make it, you start losing like scoop in what you can really offer in your best version, because you are not being your best version at all. And by doing a song to go to the Amazon without having to pay my rent, it was like saying to the universe, like, help me, help me to go to the Amazon, help, like, I'm 24 today and not tomorrow. So, like, how can I do my best without putting limitations on myself? Not because I cannot visualize it, but because I don't have the infrastructure. So, I made the song, I promoted my song, and in a Telegram refi project, I got donations. Not like they bought my song, but like I got my journey funded through donations. And the money I got from the Token Smart community and from my friends who supported my song were directed to pay my house. And that was amazing because I don't know, it was just so incredible. So that gave me the momentum I needed to draft my quadratic funding project. Actually, when Easy got hacked, a sad moment in the Web3 story. When Easy got hacked, we came up with the idea of a Web3 safety concert with Dylan, with everybody, like, how we can make that, and researching about like how we can do the best of this concert to be a safety concert that we can get donations to Easy to cover back his funds. I get up with a tiny alpha that Giveth was going to do a quadratic funding on this month. And I got into designing my project. So as soon as I see they had their forms going up, I verified my project on Giveth and it got approved, which is amazing. I have 7 years working on Web3 only with no debt cards. And I have been trying to join to crowdfunding and grants before, but music is not considered as part of the picture. But this is the first time I see it happens, and that's amazing. So, what is quadratic funding about? Basically, if you donate $1, I can receive $20. Uh, and so far, we have uh, around 240 donations, $240 in donations, and we are almost in the top of donations on Giveth, which means like at the moment it says I will make around $4,000, but the truth is that every time somebody donates in other projects, the funding gets calibrated between all the projects participating, and we are talking about 81 projects, and we have around $30,000 to split among these 81 projects. So if you donate to my project, you will help me to get the most out of this treasury for the quadratic funding, and that can help me to visualize and create my art for the first time, for a place where I have like the financial stability to feel that I am not rushing, and that will mean the world to me. And what I want to do with this funding, or with this new stage that I will reach, is that I want to educate my local community of musicians that doesn't use the internet, right, to start creating content on Web3, so they can shape with me a music industry here where we are, that we can use to create new connections. I do think the long-term vision I have is international ecotourism. I think it's not the music itself, but what the message it can have inside. And the fact is that this country is so beautiful, and I want people to come and visit. So hopefully, with educating other musicians about which tools they can use, and these musicians raising their voice for their communities where they are, we can do music for social impact. And I think that's one of the ways to break the mold on Web3. I do think musicians are the one who moves the world. So you have my pinned tweet. somebody already pin it. Thank you so much. And in the first commentary, you will have a Giveth link that will send you to the donation part, and every donation counts. Actually, the more different people donate, the more quadratic funding I receive. Uh, like, let's say, like, the first person sends $1 and equals 20, but the 20 person sends $1 and that equals $100. That's how those platforms work. So yeah,
Hey,
I'm just
Jose, I'm trying to figure out. So I saw that people have to sign up for a Git passport in order to
yes,
qualify for. Can
yes.
you explain that a little bit?
Gitcoin passport is a way to measure like your interactions on chain to prove that you are a human and not like an alter account. To prove like donations are being made by other like Web3 users. Uh, I think it's also like somehow of you stop being that much anonymous somehow. For those that wants to be 100% anonymous, I don't think it's their way to go. But I am a public builder. I do music, I had my Bitcoin passport because allows these quadratic funding rounds. And if you want to have one or you want to be involved in the Gitcoin ecosystem, and having a project on the Gitcoin ecosystem, you have to have a Gitcoin passport. And after you connect to Gitcoin passport, you have to verify your NFTs or your Discord or your Twitter. They have different like quests that you have to verify on. And depending on your score, you can have a different impact on the quadratic fundings on Gitcoin. I think that doesn't happen on Giveth. On Giveth, what you need is a Gitcoin passport about above 5 that honestly all of you here must have it, because I think that we are all like Web3 natives. So a Gitcoin passport about 5 is super easy to all of you to have. And once you have a Gitcoin passport, your donation is matchable for the quadratic funding round. But there's something really important I still didn't tell you guys, that is that you are going to receive 56% of what you give to the donation on my project back after the round ends. And that is part of a feature that Giveth has, the give back, where in my case you receive a 56% back. But if more people boost my project, the boost is a feature on Giveth, you can even receive up to 80% of your donation back. And then they give you back that money, they give you back in the give token. And Giveth has a full ecosystem where you can stake those tokens of give to receive more give that you can use to donate later on. So it's really worth the checkout. But because like all of us has a lot of friends that besides their DAO works and their passion to experiment on these structures, they have local entrepreneurships or social impact projects they want to do. And platforms like Giveth, once you start donating to verified projects and you start receiving give backs, you can start funding projects of your own donations in the time. And that's just so huge. I already see it happening. I don't know if you guys know Kotabe, but looks like he donated like $3,000 among the years, and he already recovered his donation. He already have it back, and he donated more projects with that too, and he's on that like sick cycle. And but that happens once you start using the Giveth platform, right? So yeah, it's definitely worth a check out. They will do more rounds. And actually their token just launched on a DEX. So if you want to buy it, I think it's a cool time because it still doesn't moon. But I think this is a donation token. This is a project that is doing a lot of good. That, as clear as I understood, the developer of GiveEth in the early days forked to create Polygon. So they are part of the, like blockchain movement from the root. Griff Green, that is the founder, it's a super cool dude. He basically said that GiveEth is to solve the things that the government is not doing it, so the people can organize to solve them. And that was super clear, a super fast delivery of the message, and he just make it with with a really great like meaning inside what he says. And yeah, the teamwork on GiveEth is pretty great. I really think that Vagobond, Meta Builders, or Easy, like Rihanna, and like you can have a project there, and for the when the quadratic funding that you are available to participate comes, your community can actually support you. Like that's a great effective moment to support. So take this moment as if you feel like it, and after reading the Gitcoin passport docs, okay, take this moment as a call to action to think about how you can have your social impact project, or how the DAO you are working on can be part of. I'm seeing people from the Hive blockchain that doesn't have nothing to do with EVMs having projects inside Giveth, and they are having quadratic funding rounds. So that's amazing. That's something I was looking to happen since I connected into Ethereum like 4 years ago, to see Hive blockchain and Ethereum connecting, and looks like social impact is going to make that happen. So yeah, thank you for your time. I think that I have been talking so much, so sorry.
Jose, no, I mean, I definitely have something to dig into after Web3 Writers today, and that is going to be digging into your tweet, digging into quadratic funding and the Gitcoin passport, all of that. I wonder, for those who have not heard your music, do you have maybe a song you could share with us? Something maybe that addresses social impact, or maybe just something that feels good, just a happy, good, feel good song for us?
Yes. I wanted to share the song that won the prize, but now you tell me like a social impact song, and I love that so much. I have a couple of songs, but I think I will go with the song I started to making NFTs with, No Winter's Land. That's a song that speaks about Venezuela, No Winter's Land. And in my country, a lot of people leave the country. So I made that song for people to remember that even if they are in the winter, whenever they are in their country, there's no winter. So they can remember that fire. Because for us, like cold weathers depress us a lot. And living the country as people live it, it's pretty cold too. So No Winter's Land is a song about renewing that connection with Venezuela, but also it's a song that I made for a DeFi contest, and we won the second prize of the DeFi contest. The contest was how to survive the crypto winter, and what I answered to that was, in Venezuela there's no winter, so there's nothing to survive to receive this fire. And that is the union of the community, right? But also this song, it's about my concept, connecting roots to the wireless. So it's a DeFi song, yes. It's on crypto, yes. But it's a song that speaks about cacao seeds. It's a song that speaks about medicine seeds. And it's a song that speaks about seeds for the awakening. And it speaks about the farmers of No Winter's Land, that are all those people that seeds and cultivates in the minds of the people. So I'm going to grab my guitar. Literally, it will not take me like 10 seconds. We'll be right back.
We are going to be waiting with bated breath. Hey, after the song, too, I would love, Mike from Meta Builders, we've got you on the stage. I would love for you to tell us what's been happening with Meta Builders, what you've been doing lately and what projects you're excited about. But first, let's listen to Jose's song, and then we'll get to that. But he should be back in just a second here. Jose, if you're back, just open your mic and let me know.
I'm back. Okay, thank you so much for the space. No Winter's Land, keep away from FOMO and hold the vibe. We are the farmers of the winter's land, settling the fire of love. We are the farmers of the winter's land, sending the fire of love. Aquí estamos los sembradores, cuidadores de la tierra, donde el invierno no existe, se derretirán tus penas, transmitiendo todo el fuego que se encuentra en las semillas de la unión. Aquí estamos los sembradores, cuidadores de la tierra, donde el invierno no existe, se derretirán tus penas, transmitiendo todo el fuego que se encuentra en las semillas de la unión. Tenemos la semilla, corazón, vamos levantando una oración que la disponga a germinar, semilla para el despertar, que tenemos la semilla, corazón, vamos levantando una oración que la disponga a germinar, sonido para el despertar, sonido para el despertar, sonido para el despertar, sonido para el despertar. Viene el sol radiante desterrando oscuridad, el invierno solo existe para agradecer al sol. Cierra el círculo, disfruta de la orquesta de la vida y el calor. Viene el sol radiante desterrando oscuridad, el invierno solo existe para agradecer al sol. Cierra el círculo, disfruta de la orquesta de la magia y el amor. Cierra el círculo, disfruta de la orquesta del cacao y el sabor. Cierra el círculo, disfruta de la orquesta del yopito y la visión. Tenemos las semillas, corazón, vamos levantando una oración que la disponga a germinar, semilla para el despertar, que tenemos la semilla, corazón, vamos levantando una oración que la disponga a germinar, sonido para el despertar, sonido para el despertar, sonido para el despertar, sonido para el despertar. Aquí estamos los sembradores. la tierra. Transmitiendo todo el fuego que se encuentra en las semillas de la unión. Woo!
Oh, bravo, my friend, bravo! That was so epic. And you know,
Oh,
when you tune in. Oh, were you not done?
my headphones fall down in the middle of the song. I had a weird pause, so I don't know if you catch up that, but
Definitely
I was like
did not catch that. No.
shaking the neck and stuff, and then it went down. Yeah, but thank you, man. Happy that you like it. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
Thank you. Hey, everybody. So make sure you go check out the tweet that's pinned there for Jose's quadratic funding and get involved, you know, and don't forget to tip your bartender also. Man, I would love to see you play at a club. Having some cervezas and listening to your music would be the best, man. Okay,
Yes.
Jose, we're going to move on. Thank you again so much for coming on, for sharing, and with your project. Good luck with everything, and keep us updated. You are always welcome here.
Thank you.
Okay, Mike from Meta Builders.
Okay, well, I guess we'll start with the card packs because it all kind of ties in together. But so I had a bunch of artwork that I've been getting curated over the past 5 years, where I was trying to launch a card pack on Wax in like 2021, but I couldn't. You get the gamification down and the tokenomics and everything, and then we had that Luna crash, and I just decided it wasn't good to launch. And from the experience of launching other projects during that time that were not successful, I had confirmation that it was not the time to launch projects. But we're bringing it back, and essentially what I've done was taken all of the cards and added additional cards and a token into the card packs. And I guess I'll start with the avatars. I minted a bunch of avatars on Vipe that had yet to gain any traction. And so I incorporated a card within the card packs where you can pull one of these avatars that are VRM downloadable, things like that, with IP that you can use in any way you want. And a token as well, which is the MBT token on Osmosis that governs the MetaBuilders DAO on Osmosis. And yeah, essentially you can buy the card packs for like $25 for the blue packs, and you can have a random chance to get these avatars, or a 10% chance, and then a random chance to get all of these other cards within there that all have utilities like portal cards and scrolls and weapons and tools that will, in the long run, end up being 3D assets for the for the metaverse. So yeah, it's a little bit complicated, but everything's being sold within the card pack. So there's going to be 2,000 blue packs and 1,000 gold packs. There's only going to be, I think, 30 of the tokens or the coins in the blue packs and 20 in the, 100 total. So 70 in the gold packs, which there's less gold packs and more coins in the gold packs than there are the blue packs. So anyhow, you spend $55 and you get a chance to win up to 1% of the token supply of the MBT token, which will be used in the app that I've built, which is the Meet a Builder app. So essentially, it's like a dating app for developers and projects to find each other, and it's built just like a dating app, where you put all of your attributes, which, like your skills or whatever, or what projects that you're looking for, and the AI algorithms just find the right person that matches based on even like region and everything, or if your religion or whatever things that you want to single people out using, whatever attributes or whatnot. So anyways, long story short, the card packs roll into the avatars that you can bring in the metaverse, which roll into all sorts of different functionality in the future with all these tools that will grant people access to being able to work on packages and things like that for our clients. So it's a pretty epic rollout, minus any support for marketing. So we're kind of trying to figure out how we're going to utilize the LP against the page token for the MetaBuilders token exclusively at first to kind of bring hype around the token, which will hopefully, when people realize that they can get a total of 1% of the MetaBuilders token supply via these card packs, it might bring some FOMO. And then people who don't get tokens will get a $30 avatar, or potentially could get a $30 avatar that they can use in the metaverse to represent the MetaBuilder brand. So that's pretty much what we're doing.
Dude, that's amazing. There's so much happening with there. I did post the link to it up in the nest. Building on Wax, it was so fun. In 2020, that's where I was. That's where Bald Jesus actually was born, was on Wax. I made packs of Bald Jesus because I created a Bald Jesus tarot deck, and I made tarot packs that people could open and actually get like they could get a tarot reading basically by opening the pack. It was fun, so fun. But I'm so happy to hear that you're using Wax. Like, is Wax still a pretty vibrant ecosystem? I haven't even looked at it for so long.
I would say no at like a month ago, but now I would say absolutely yes. Like with Uplift World, Corey Cottrell, and Ken Bosak, I'm jumping on board with collaborating with them on some projects. They've got some new things going on, but they're launching meme coins and launch bags on Wax. Wax just opened up the capability to use Polygon and various different other bridges to Solana, and it's insane what they're doing over at Wax. And I think that we're going to have another opportunity for a 2021 Wax vibe. Especially, I'm excited to work with Ken Bosak again, because it's been since 2021 since I've seen that guy, or 2022 in Miami. But yeah, I'm freaking stoked. And the reason why I'm still building on Wax is because I started in Wax in 2019, 2020. And that's where all my little emoji owls were for SDP owls. And so I figured it would be great to just stay there. And if people don't want to purchase via Wax or don't know how to get Wax and things like that, I will be creating some other options for people to get into these things. But the whole point is to be decentralized, and that includes various different blockchains and things like that. So we have the token for the governance on Osmosis, then the card packs on Wax, then the avatars individually over on Vipe via Polygon, I believe. So it's all over the place, but it's for the people, and all the people are all spread apart right now. So
super cool. I see Jose's got his hand up. Go ahead.
Yes, this is quickly, but I just noticed MetaBuilders is here, and he has the golden edition of the song I played. So I wanted to send a big props to him. Yeah, I just remember that. I appreciate so much the support, and I wanted to share the love. That's all.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, I was excited to get that. I bought one, and then I won a gold edition to the other. I was so excited about you playing that song too, because it was one of the only ones I was able to purchase so far. All my money's going back into this building. I, for some reason, hit this dead zone where everyone's doing their own thing. And so I just keep building and hoping that, the future will exist and it will be brighter than the days that I've experienced these past 2 years. But, we'll see what happens. I definitely could use some more ideas in the vault of, how to launch this thing, because it's quite complex and it hits a bunch of different things, like people don't really understand the VRM avatars quite yet, and how they're, you could use the IP to create animations and stuff like that. So I don't know where I'm going with that, but I'm excited to launch the liquidity pool. And in order to launch a decent, token, I want to sell some of these packs first and not just launch with a couple $1,000s worth of page that I've got. I want to actually launch with couple of tens of thousands of dollars. So we'll see how that works out, if I can get a good sales team behind us and launch this, because the sooner we get this launched, the sooner we have liquidity behind the MetaBuilder token, we can use that as, the super likes on the MetaBuilder app, which is in, I think, 5 days in closed beta. The App Store needs it to be 14 days of 20 people beta testing it, closed beta, before they'll allow me to launch it live. I do have 22 people beta testing it right now, but it doesn't show that on the App Store for some reason. But anyways, yeah, there's a super like mechanism to where you can use the MetaBuilder token to boost your account, but you can also like tip developers, or help boost the accounts of the developers that are doing a great job. You're like, hey, this person's awesome. I'm going to throw lock some MetaBuilders token into this person to boost their platform, so that more people can see them and they can get better projects or whatever.
It's amazing, dude. I love hearing about everything that you're doing. I can't wait to see where it goes. And yeah, the past 2 years have been challenging for everybody that has stayed in the space and continued building. But really love seeing everything that you're doing. And sounds like you're working with the Page token, and it looks like Dylan has posted something about the Ground LP up there. So let's see what is Dylan Daniel doing today.
Oh, just herding cats, running around.
I think you cut out right after cats.
Hello, hello. I don't know why, but I was muted. I'm unmuted now, right?
Yeah, we hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't even touch the phone, but it muted me somehow. Anyway, yeah, lots going on. Basically, what's happening is the underground community is bootstrapping liquidity on the Ground token against DGen on the Base blockchain, which is wild. And Page can go there soon. And the reason that we're doing this is because we.
You muted again.
I did not mute again. I did not touch the phone. I don't know how that keeps happening.
Somebody
But
wants
anyway,
to stop you in your tracks before you give away too much information.
I guess. Elon, you bastard. But okay. So the deal is this. We're creating tipping on the Farcaster / Warpcast application. And we're going to use Ground as a tipping mechanism. And I really think that this is a good use of my time, because I think everybody here has a project that could partner with Ground in one way or another. It's a big, talented group of artists and writers that I've known since 2020. Honestly, this community is what introduced me to Wax, which we were talking about earlier. It's where I got my start writing about Web3. So Writer.io is where this is all coming out of. Anyway, so that's pretty exciting. We also have, oh man, like way more stuff going on than I really have breath or energy to talk about right now. I established a new partnership for PageDAO earlier. If anybody knows about BitTrees, I'm going to be contributing as an advisor there, and they'll be advising us in return. So a nice little synergistic type of thing. And so let's see. It's Tuesday, and everything seems to be going just fine.
Well, that's great to hear. Glad you got through the mic issues. It never stops on X. First, the space gets rugged, our speakers get rugged. X knocked out Jose's ear headphones. It was uncool. Anyway, it sounds like there's a lot going on. Riona, I know that you have more to share this morning, so I'm just going to let you, because that's not my job to let you. Actually, you can share anytime you want, but
Well,
I just want to give you the space so that you can.
Thank you. So I have an interesting sort of round robin question, and I've been seeing a lot of in traditional spaces, because you guys know I've been a writer a long time, and I'm Rihanna Morgan on Facebook and Instagram and all of these crazy places. And so I've been seeing this sort of negativity towards poetry, and that if you don't know how to write poetry, don't write poetry. If all of these really sort of awful things. And I just thought,
Was that
it would be
directed at me? Was that at me?
no. And so I just thought that it would be interesting to go around and see, what is poetry to you? What is poetry to you? And so I'm just really interested in
I
it.
think you might have gotten rugged, or
Oh,
maybe I got rugged.
can you guys hear me?
I
I
can
can
hear
hear
you.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can
I
hear
can
you.
hear you.
Okay, thank you. Anyway, so that's my question. What is poetry to you?
Well, okay, I'll start. To me, poetry is a means of using words to say something that the words aren't actually saying, and that can be through rhythm, it can be through tone, it can be through unique word usage. But for me, that's what poetry is, and so it doesn't all have to rhyme or things like that.
Yeah, awesome. So let's see, meta builders, you just go right ahead and go next.
Poetry to me is a way to explain the deep, abrasive realities of the emotional struggle with words that are more appealing to listen to.
Wow, powerful. And we must hear from Odd Writings on this. Yes.
Yeah. So poetry, when I hear the word poetry, I think of it like the word literature. So there's lots of different forms of literature, right? There's erotic literature, there's how-to guides, there's all these kind of things. So poetry is more, to me, it's a much more encompassing thing, where what is poetry to you is going to be different than what is poetry to somebody else, but they're all going to have an underlying connection with the written word, either spoken or written down. So for me, seeing how I like to write odd things, I like to think of poetry being something where it's the use of words in an unusual manner that is enjoyable to write and also informative to read. In other words, it's something where you can read it and take something out of it that the author didn't originally intend to be in there. So it could be interpreted in multiple ways, and I think that's what makes it different from prose.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Odd Writings. That is really great to hear, and I love your approach to that. Yes. Jose, yes, please.
Maybe this sounds like too poetical, but I think it's like the appreciation of the external nature, and when this external nature matches the internal realms, like a resonance phenomenon. Like, for example, a bicycle stumbles, but a tricycle doesn't. And we are a tricycle because we have mind, body, and spirit.
Oh, beautiful. Yes, Dylan, please.
Bukowski said, "A poem is the world." And I like to think of poetry as the art of taking snapshots, not of, things that you see, but of things that you feel. So like the experiments that I like to try to do in my poems are more about capturing a sort of feeling than about I don't know, resolution. What is it? Like sometimes they tie up in like a nice neat little bow. And I don't know. I like to write poems that just don't do that.
Yeah. So I guess, since I asked everybody, and everybody here on the stage, if you were not on the stage and you would like to jump up on the stage and share what you believe poetry is, please feel free. And I think it's only fair that I give my answer as well. And I really always have felt like poetry is the art of language, like how you visit an art museum and there's so many, like going and visiting the Whitney in New York City, or going and visiting any local art gallery near you, the varying pieces of art that you see are so vast, but it's all art. And I really feel like that poetry is the art of our language, and that no one can define or say that is poetry or that is not poetry, because no one can say that is art, that is not art. And that may be pushing boundaries too much with everyone, but I just really feel like that the poetry that comes from the poet, that is what signifies poetry, and it is truly the art of our language. And so that's my thought. And so thank you all so much for sharing your ideas and how powerful it is. And it's like a bearing of our soul, and we should not judge that. When someone bears their soul, we should love. And so yes, odd writings, please share.
Yeah, just with respect of people being critical of your poetry or of anybody else's poetry, you mentioned people sort of talking badly about poetry and interpretations of poetry. Don't let that bother you, because um, if you think of the way that genres arise, people always have different interpretations of what they think that a certain thing is, and that to me is what builds up other genres. So, for example, if you talk about music, there's also different kinds of music. There may be rap, and someone will hear rap and say, well, that's not music, you know? So then they say, well, yeah, it is music, but it's a specific genre. It's called rap. Someone else will say, oh, what about Celtic music? Oh, I don't know, that's not really, it's someone else. So basically, the same thing happens in poetry, literature, and elsewhere. You'll have concrete poetry, then you have found poetry, then you have poetry, that's I don't know, puzzle poetry. You could give it any name you want. And so essentially, when you hear people, this is the way I deal with it. When I hear people criticize my poetry, uh, or other people criticizing other people's poetry, that's a good thing, because simply view it as a way of seeing how the whole space is evolving, because those criticisms eventually are going to turn and make more specific subgenres of what you consider to be poetry. So think of it as something natural. Don't let it bother you. There's always going to be somebody that's has a predisposed idea that it needs to be academically rigorous or whatever, and those kind of things are good. It's good. So don't let it get you down.
Oh yeah, thank you.
I
I do
like that.
too. I do too. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Odd Writings. And this, it wasn't a criticism against me, and I'm so past criticisms. It just kind of goes off water off a duck's back kind of thing, because I just feel like it's something I created, it's something that I love, it's something I put forth. And I'm all about learning, and I'm all about studying my craft. I'm all about improving all the time. I'm learning new techniques and new ways, but there's sometimes where I just am in love with the word I chose, and I'm not going to not use it. So and women are always going to be strong in my stories, and people are always going to be kind, and they're always going to lead with love, and they're always going to do these things because that's what's important to me, and that's what makes me me, and so that's what makes my writing my writing. And so yes, thank you, Odd Writing, so much for that uplifting note on don't let it get you down, because we ought not let it get us down. If someone is not caring for what you have written, well, not all crayons go together, and so that's okay. We can just, go along, and you keep writing what you love and what you feel and what brings you fulfillment and passion and care, and they can find something else to read, and that's okay. Something else, that's all right, because someone else will speak to them. Yes, yes, please, Dylan, please jump in.
Well, I just want to take this one step further and say that there's a school of thought in aesthetics, that any strong response is a good response. You don't necessarily have to get a positive.
Right. Yeah, Dylan rugged again, I think, but I think I know exactly what he's saying about how any response is a good response. That's kind of like any publicity is good publicity. Anything that is, someone feels that visceral enough to say something about it, then then that's good. That's good. It means you touch them either in a good way or a hard way. And so I think that's good. I think that's good. Yeah, thanks, Dylan, for the 100% there. All right. Well, that's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Meta Builders. And you guys, I just want to say, I love coming here. I see the space fill up with everybody, and I just smile because I just get to spend so much time with my friends, and I get to hear all the amazing things you're doing. And this space is so invaluable for all of us to be together and to share because I talk to meta builders and the human behind meta builders, geez, almost daily. And I didn't know all that stuff. And so that's amazing. And same with Jose, almost daily because we're in Page Dow together. And I didn't know all that. And I'm just like, what? This is so beautiful. And this space is so invaluable. And bring your friends, come tell us about your projects. Come write about it for Vagabond magazine. Share your thoughts and let us help you celebrate what you are building, and we're so excited. So yes, meta builders, please jump in.
Yeah, thanks. I was just going to take that as an opportunity to extend the invite to whomever wants to focus and collaborate on curating and, I guess, distributing quality, intentional content. Because, if we all worked together, like let's say, there's multiple podcasts, multiple media outlets, we could at least get on the same page, all of us, once a month at best, or at least, and say this is what we're going to push this month all together as a collective. Like the Easy and Crypto podcast, where he would talk about something that would benefit Vagabond magazine, and then Vagabond magazine would put that into their magazine, like, oh, Easy and Crypto's podcast, this, that, and the other thing, and just really start collectively working together to curate and distribute intentional content.
I love that so much, Mike. I mean, honestly, like that is what we've got to do. We've got to be there for each other. We've got to support each other. We've got to respect and love and push each other. It's one of the reasons why, like you, Rihanna,
Rug.
God, what is going on with X? I love coming to these spaces, but man, sometimes it's so frustrating. Okay, so anyway, I lost my train of thought there. I said it all, but maybe you guys didn't hear it.
Yeah, you were talking about how it's so important for us to come together and support each other and uplift each other.
Well, that pretty much says it all. That's awesome. And yes, I agree with myself there.
Good.
Okay, but we're about out of time, Riona. What do you think? Should we wrap it up? Do you want to wrap it up for us? It's always me that does this, but do you want to do it?
I would be so honored. So yes, I would be so honored. I never get to do it. I never get to wrap up the show when CD's here. So I would be so honored. And so we have a tradition here at Vagabond Media where we end the show by everyone who's on the stage by opening their mics and we all together say aloha. And CD lives in Hawaii and has his heart in Hawaii. And aloha means breath and air and love and connection with the earth and with each other. And so we end the space by just everybody doing that. So we're ready now. If you would like to open your mic, and on the count of 3, we'll all just say aloha together and end the space. So whenever you're ready, you can open your mic. 1, 2, 3.
Aloha.
Aloha. Aloha.
Much love, everybody. Thank you.
The Web3 Writers is brought to you by Vagabond Magazine and published on Apple Podcasts through the Substack app. You can find all the episodes on Apple Podcasts or at Vagobond, vagobond.substack.com. Our theme music is composed by the amazingly talented Paolo Argento and brought to us courtesy of Pixabay. You can find the link in the show notes.